Guys, I cannot start every single episode with rolling, unadulterated rolling, but every single time Lucy says, and we're rolling, or Tom says, and we're rolling, I desperately want to be like, rolling.
I had a song prepared. It's, come on and sleep over and everything will be just fine. Does everyone know?
Hey, that's just
I
as
have
good.
a really sad admission to make. I don't think I've ever seen the Sleepover Club.
Yeah, you know what? I can't remember it from a bar of soap.
I also don't think I've actually seen it.
I feel like it's the exact same show as Saddle Club, but you swap the horse for a bed. And that's all that happens.
Saddle Club.
Yeah, let's talk about that. Let's talk about horses.
What a show. Now, Lucy, I don't mean this. This is going to come off as a read, but it's actually not at all. You strike me as someone who was a bit of a horse girl as a kid. Were you or not?
Such a... Honestly, no.
Really?
Surprisingly not. I did like My Little Pony when I was little.
Yeah, sure. Strawberry shortcake of it all.
Yes. I went through so many phases as a kid, but surprisingly, Horse Girl was not one of them.
Wow.
Yeah, right.
Were you a
think
horse
the
girl,
same?
Sam?
Absolutely not.
Oh,
no.
I'm the horse girl at the table.
Yeah.
I love this.
I have the horse girl, like low plat, would also play the flute, lunchbox in my backpack, virgin energy. I do. I had that in high school, but once again, sub out the horse for some vocal warm-ups. Yeah. So I was horse girl adjacent.
I was the biggest horse girl. I used to be, when I would be at the beach, and I used to do this older than I'm proud of. Like
What
when
age?
I was
What was the top
literally,
age?
I want to say as old as maybe 12.
Okay.
I'm going to paint you a word picture. I would be in the ocean playing on my own, right?
Yep.
Imagination run wild.
Yep.
I would hold my hands like I was holding a rope, like this. Head to the YouTube for the visual.
Yeah.
One hand at the bottom of the rope, one hand at the top, in the waves.
Yeah.
And I would jump over the waves and pretend that I was getting my horse to jump over the waves.
Right. Now, if it was a flat bay, what were you creating?
I was probably like running through the water and being like, "Come on, girl."
Did you have
Come
a
on,
fake?
Stardust.
I was gonna, and there we go. I was gonna say every fucking person that grew up in the early 2000s, horses were named Stardust.
Magic. I feel like all the Saddle Club horses. Oh my God, the episode where Lisa has the concussion.
No, I don't remember Saddle Club enough.
What the hell?
Like I've seen it, but it's not implemented in my brain.
Oh, I should do a shoot-off pod that's just me talking about Saddle
Please.
Club.
You're kind of wearing orange. Wasn't that her colour?
Yeah, it was.
Saddle Club alert. Mel and I once again have dressed in a similar colour palette.
Got in the car and we were like, nah, what's going on?
Without even seeing each other.
What's going on? Well, because Sammy discovered the burnt orange eye being her summer eye. We discovered this together. Actually, when we were getting ready for the Auntie Donna Christmas party.
Yeah.
And I put on an orange eye. And then Sam went, I think I'm going to do the same. And then we went, this is our summer look.
Is it paired with the blue mascara though?
Paired with the blue mascara.
Specifically.
Also, I feel this is the perfect boardroom table to bring this up at. Sleepover Club indeed. Have you ever heard of Mel and I's mascara theory?
No.
Okay. I'm going to introduce you and the listeners to a law that is very it's very important to Mel and I, and it's called the mascara theory.
Right.
And it's as simple as this. You'll be doing your hair and makeup, right? Your hair will be done or your hair might not be done yet, but you know what you're going to do with your hair. Foundation's on, bit of bronzer, bit of an eyeliner, bit of an eyeshadow.
An eyeshadow look.
Your lip. Everything's done. And then you'll look in the mirror and you'll go, all right, it's finally time. It's time for mascara. Mascara is the only thing that will hold the look together. And if you put on your mascara and it still looks shit, it's not getting any better. And that's mascara theory. And
it's the realization that you only have one step to go. And so sometimes you look in the mirror and you go, hold on.
Hold on.
Because I've only got mascara left.
So what does this mean?
A lot is riding on that mascara.
Yep.
Because, sometimes you look in the mirror and you're like, you think, or you've been doing your, this is where I often find the mascara theory comes up.
Come in.
Is when you've been doing your makeup for like an hour.
Yeah.
And you've been putting a lot of effort into it. You're invested and you're like, oh no, like, because I'm turning a look today. And then you look in the mirror and you're like, Jesus Christ, I've only got mascara to go.
Yep.
Is it going to get us over the line? And sometimes it does, sometimes it doesn't.
And sometimes
It's a
it
gamble.
doesn't. And my mind is perplexed at people that'll do their full eye first with mascara and lashes. And I go, you've taken all the fun out of that, Susan.
Yeah.
You've ruined it. Mascara theory, there's nothing worse. And Mel and I will have the moments, we'll just be silent in the bathroom, music will be playing in the background. And then I'll just see Mel holding her colossal Maybelline mascara and she'll just look at me and she'll go, oh my God, I've done my mascara.
It's
this is
happened.
it. And we
This
go,
is it.
that's all it's going to be. This is it. Mascara theory, pretty fucking important.
Mascara
listeners.
theory.
It's just gal things.
Just gal things. Hey,
It's
what's been
important
going on in everyone's week?
Can we please talk about the Oscar nominations?
Yeah, absolutely we can. They really said 4 films nominated, the end.
I am gagged to my core that Challengers did not get nominated for Best Sound.
So true.
That
I actually still haven't seen it.
soundtrack was epic. The music supervision and like the songs that were chosen by other artists. What is it? Clockwork Orange? What's the one? Not Clockwork Orange.
I know, 'cause I haven't seen it.
Oh, that plays the when they go to make out. Oh, it's a brilliant
If only.
song.
I don't know.
Okay, I should know it off the top of my head. I've got it downloaded. Actually, I'm gonna grab it. Pause.
Do it.
Do it.
Okay, I've just fact checked. It's
Okay.
Uncle Ace, Blood Orange. That song that plays when they're about to make out, the two of them on
I
the
haven't
bed.
seen the film, babe.
The 3 of them, and
yeah.
she's in the background.
The sound design in that was epic. The
Yeah.
final scoring in the match was like out of this world. I'm gagged to my core. I'm stoked though that Memoir of a Snail got nominated for
Yeah.
Best Animation.
Did you end up seeing it?
Absolutely, yes.
Yeah. Oh, see, I still haven't seen it
No,
either.
it's brilliant, Mel.
I
Marianne
also
Max.
we
It's
have-
Australian.
Yeah, no, I know. Well, we
Yes.
talked about it on another Ratfood
Yes, we
where I was
did.
like, claymation sounds stupid.
Oh yeah, clay on a stick, and I went, "How fucking deep!"
then you were like,
It moved
"Not at
all
all."
of us giglets at Cinema Nova to tears, to claymation tears.
Oh.
Yeah. What else has been interesting in the
Well,
nominations?
obviously Cynthia and Ariana
both nommed.
both nommed.
Brilliant.
I'm kind of shocked at both nommed.
Okay, true. What? Who
Right.
are you more shocked about? Ariana.
No, I had a theory that was kind of based on nothing.
Tell me.
I thought Ariana was going to get nommed for this one.
Yeah.
And Cynthia, this is what I thought was going to happen. Ariana was going to get nommed for this, not win.
Yep.
Cynthia was going to get nommed for part 2 and win.
Interesting.
That's
well. There
It's a
you
hot
go.
take.
For no reason what I thought was going to happen.
We can still see if your theory kind of comes true
Yeah.
if she wins the second part. Also
Yeah.
surprised that the director of Wicked didn't get nominated for Best Direction. I thought it was a brilliantly directed
That's
film.
pretty bamboozling.
Pretty bamboozling.
Yeah. What did get nommed for direction?
You know what? Let's actually,
Let's bring
that'd be
them up.
good to
Yeah,
just
yeah,
have
yeah.
it.
100%.
So best picture, obviously we had Honora. There are so many things on here that I haven't seen. Mel, figure it out. Honora, obviously brilliant. The Brutalist, haven't seen. That's the one that goes for fucking 4
That one's
hours,
not out yet,
isn't it?
though.
Oh,
Yeah.
it's not out yet.
No, it's out in America. I think we get it.
Oh,
End
I was
of
going to say,
January?
because how does that happen if it's not out yet? That
Yeah.
was an ignorant question for me, though.
Yeah. Also, I can't believe The Substance didn't get nominated for original score. The Substance sound design was also epic.
So what were the ones that were nominated for score?
So for score, The Brutalist,
Yeah.
Conclave,
Yeah.
which is meant to be brilliant.
Yeah.
My mum's seen it. Emilia Perez, Wicked, and The Wild Robot, which I've actually heard nothing
I don't know
about.
anything about that either.
Animated, I think.
Ah, cool.
Let's talk about Emilia Perez.
We must.
We must now. Mel and I went to see it. Have you seen it?
I
yet,
saw it.
Liz?
I did my homework.
Okay, great.
Oh my God.
Let's bring our thoughts in.
I can't wait to talk about with you, Lou.
Now, did Mel and I go and see it post a bit of the TikTok discourse, tearing to shreds that one song from the musical The Very Nice to Meet You? Yes. Did I go in with a preconceived idea of what the film might be? Yes. However, did I do a lot of work to go take all that away? And did I want it to be brilliant? Absolutely. And I think
Same.
you're the same.
Fully
Where
same.
I wanted to go in and go, I'm ready to be proved absolutely wrong.
Yeah.
And this will be on the same level as Wicked, if not better.
Yeah.
And I don't know.
Because it won.
I know.
But
the
this is
Golden
what we need to
Globe.
unpack.
Yeah.
At the
It
Golden
won.
Globes. It won in almost every category over Wicked.
This film has 13 nominations. I think that's the same as like Lord of the Rings, Fellowship of
Yeah.
the Ring. Like it's a mammoth amount of
Yeah.
awards to be nominated for. The thing is, and I want to ask both of your opinions, my overall vibe leaving the cinema was not that was a dog's breakfast. I
No.
didn't think that.
I agree.
However, we have the exact same take. Do you want to just say what it is straight away?
No,
what
you
we
can,
both said?
go for it.
I think Mel and I had this realization where we went, this is a brilliant idea for a film, fantastic premise.
Fantastic premise.
I'm extremely intrigued about the storyline. However, it just did not need to be a musical. The actual musical scoring and some of the orchestrations were epic and cool.
Yeah.
And when she starts rapping and there's the scoring underneath her, I went,
yeah.
I'm so interested by this. I'm so interested by this. But unfortunately, they've cast non-singers and the lyrics were pretty fuddy-duddy.
Yeah.
Like, what do you think?
It was really, I think I was struck by, because it started, right? The film started and I was like, okay, hold on. I'm kind of in. And then the plot point, big story thing drops of being like, this is what this story is about. And I was like, fuck yeah. What a brilliant premise.
Yep.
What an absolute gold mine of a premise, right? And also, I was struck by how original it was.
Yep.
I think that's my overarching thing. And I go, hey, in the... You know, for Wicked to have, if Wicked was going to win at the Golden Globes, I'm like, ultimately, it's a story that exists.
Yep.
This is the one thing where I'm like, Emilia Perez is brand new and it is so original.
And it's international.
There's so much to love about it. I just, ultimately I was like, the lyrics are not strong, in my opinion. Yeah. The lyricism was not strong. It was
really weak.
I don't think I think for me as well, it had this really interesting, and I would love for people to like say in the comments like your takes if you've seen the film, because I'm also really happy to be schooled.
And
to
it's
be
a divisive one. There's people that are obsessed.
There are people who love it,
People that hate it. Yeah.
Because for me, I was like, it lived in this super ultra naturalistic, realistic acting style where I was like, no, I can actually really get around this. I love the idea of a musical film that isn't super polished.
I agree.
And isn't super like, and when you do, that's like, you know, and it was actually like my favorite thing, which is like where speaking actually just turns into singing. And there's moments where you're like, oh, they sing. Is that actually a melody right now? Because it just sounds like they're saying the lines.
Yeah.
I fucking loved that. But then when it would go into the big like numbers, the big like spectacle kind of numbers, for me, it took me out of it.
Yep.
And it actually like made me feel less. And I think I mostly didn't understand what was the why.
Yes.
I think that's my main thing. I was like, if something's what's the reason that you're breaking into song?
Yeah. No, I agree. And you said something really interesting when we were walking to the car, and I agree. There was some really nice moments where actually it wasn't about musically singing an A flat, an F, and then a G. It was sacrificed for emotion and for it to feel raw.
Which
and
I'm
we loved
so
that.
pro.
However, though, you're right. When it went into these big specky numbers, I'm like, you actually have to be in tune. You have to be in tune.
Yeah,
I'm
like,
sorry.
Yeah.
It was really interesting as well. One of my only favourite songs in the show was the one that the kid sings. And I went, this is what happens when, one, you get a kid that can sing, and two, those lyrics work for the kid because the kid is young.
Yeah.
Whereas some of the lyrics for...
they're kind of like these simplistic, like painting with a broad brush stroke lyrics.
Very much so.
But some of the lyrics later, like, not yet rich, not quite poor, not quite here, not quite there. And I went, this sounds like it was written by ChatGPT a little bit. But I don't know. Are we missing something?
What were your takes, Lucy?
Yeah.
How did you go?
Honestly, I feel very similar to you guys, and I'm surprised by it. I think it's interesting someone like me who isn't as musically educated as you guys could still pick up these songs aren't landing.
Yeah.
And the lyrics as well weren't as strong. Commenting on the cinematography side of it all.
Please do.
Camera fucking beautiful. I really liked it. I feel that's very much a way to do a movie musical rather than using just putting it on stage, actually using the camera as a tool and almost a character in a way. The way they interacted with the camera, I thought was really sick.
I love that.
But I keep coming back to the lyrics as well.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's really throwing me off. I think it's really interesting that it's a it's a French director.
Yeah.
All the film's all in Spanish and English. And I don't think there was a huge deal of investigation into making it. I need to get my words right.
I think I know what you mean. Are you trying to say that like maybe like in the translation, there was some like quite literally something lost in translation.
This is what we were talking about lyrically. Something's happened with the translation of the lyrics, and maybe that's why they're not landing perfectly. Yeah. And maybe we're not the target audience, and that's okay too.
Yeah, 100%. Not everything has to be for everyone. But because the certain rhymes and things, we wouldn't be as people who were hearing the film, reading it in English. You're not getting hit with the same rhymes.
Yes,
I guess is one element. And then on top of that, something that may be like a really actually like brilliantly thought out metaphor in another language when it gets translated into English maybe doesn't hit the same.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And I think, you know what, it's like, I was saying to Mel, I'm like, it doesn't need to be a musical. I think it can live in this like quasi-naturalistic, quasi kind of like, what's the other word for not
realistic?
Not naturalistic, and then the opposite of the scale where it is, you've got the lights and the flashing.
I guess flashy, polished.
Or it can live in that world, but I say cut all the songs that you're trying to write as songs and go back to that opera element that they were like trying to get in some moments.
The recitative, if you will.
Yes, where the characters just start singing because it feels real.
And it sounds like, and it feels like they're speaking.
Yes, and I said to Mel, I went, we're music theatre fans through and through. We should have loved it. And I went, I have no interest in listening to anything from the soundtrack.
Yeah.
I'm not going in my car. And usually I'll leave anything. Like I left Baby Girl the other day and I went instant download of the soundtrack. Not that was a musical, but like I just had no desire. But it's really hard because I think stories like that and films like that and international films, I'm fucking thrilled that it's been nominated.
Same.
I wish I could just be cheering and cheering and cheering from the sidelines. And it's not a bad film, but the musical element, and unfortunately it went up against a monster release like Wicked.
It's a tough year for it to come out.
Whereas, here's the thing, if it went up against La La Land, I feel like we'd be having a slightly different conversation.
I agree wholeheartedly with that.
Yeah.
I also, it's that film is so worth celebrating for, I think, what it's done for the form.
Yes.
What it's done for the form of musical theatre film.
Yep.
Because it's pushed the envelope of what that can be.
Yep.
In the terms of it being, living in that, like, these gorgeous, like, realistic performances and scenes that belong in a play, really.
Yeah.
Belong in a play that just smoothly go into song like Wicked could never.
Yeah, no. Look, here's my question though. Has it done, I want to see if it almost cancels itself out. It's done good things for musical theatre in the way that it pushes the form. However, I think it has now pushed a few people back into their I don't like musical box.
Yeah, that's true.
By seeing it and going, because I've spoken to a few friends that are
like,
not
why
really
are they breaking
into
into
musicals
song?
that go, oh, if that's a musical, I don't like it then. And I go, no, we need the musicals. That we'll get other people on our side. I'll be very interested to hear how it goes at the Oscars.
Yeah.
I mean, you hear from every award show that there's politics involved and you never know. Some people are paying people off. I don't know how the Academy Award nominations work. I don't know if it really does come down to the craft or if it comes down to, someone who knows someone who puts in a good word for you. I have no idea. I'm just very intrigued to see what wins.
Also, I got to name it like how absolutely phenomenal for the first trans woman to win in that category at the Golden Globes. Unbelievable. So like late in the game for that to happen.
Yeah.
And she's unreal in the film.
This is the thing.
Like the performances are so deserved. Yeah.
Incredible performances.
Sorry to talk over you, Luce.
No.
I saw a lot of people tearing Selena Gomez's performance to shreds, and I thought she was terrific.
I thought she was great.
I think people just come in with a preconceived, oh, you're a Disney star, you couldn't hack it. And I go, I think that's your own bias and you need to get over it. Because I thought she was wonderful.
I think she ate.
Yeah, the acting was great.
I thought she did really well, especially considering she isn't a native Spanish speaker.
Oh, is she not?
No, she's not fluent at all. And she said she was pretty much learning translating the lines and then
really
performing
hard.
Right.
Yeah. Wow.
Right. I will just never get over that scene in the doctor. The doctor.
Yeah.
I've got a thing with the doctor.
That
And I
was
go, I really want to love
particularly
it.
bad.
I really want to love it. It can be simple, but not like this.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Well, they just couldn't sing. It's as simple as that.
And they
like you had him
couldn't
being
sing.
like, my friend, if you're a lawyer, what do you want to do? It's like, oh, come on.
And then she's singing back and I'm going, oh, it's not. Anyway, hey.
Amelia Perez.
Let's everyone get the Academy Award noms out and let's both pick what we think is going to win best film.
Oh, best film? That's fine. Why do I kind of want Nora to win? But I feel like it won't. Do you know what I mean?
I saw that one only last week too as well, and I really liked.
You know what? I think it is the year for something like Nora to win. I think the way the world is at the moment, I think like it's just a little bit pushy enough to maybe break through. I would say I haven't seen The Brood List, haven't seen Conclave, haven't seen the others, but
Welcome to the pod where we talk about all the things we don't know about.
I really mean this though. My overall enjoyment of Wicked part 1 and Honora are on the exact same level.
Right.
And that's crazy.
Yeah.
I fucking adored Wicked.
Yeah.
I hope Honora wins. I think Honora will win.
Wow.
It won't. But I think Honora will win.
I think... Wait, Lucy, you go next.
I'm really hesitant. I don't know. I feel just going with the crowd, it wouldn't be my pick to win, but I do think Emilia Perez is in with a big chance.
You
of
think
winning.
it could win?
Yeah.
I think if something's got 13 nominations, that is the Academy going, good God.
Wow.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be shocked at all. I would bet money on it as
Okay.
well. But I'm going to say Honora to say a different answer.
Have some flavour.
Oh my gosh.
Obviously not June part 2. When does a part 2 of anything win, TBH?
How dare you? I think Wicked will win next year. Oh God. I'll say Honora too because I want it to win. Well, I want Wicked to win actually, but
Well, there you go.
there you go.
There you go.
Obviously also tennis is over. The tennis is over.
The tennis is over. Did you both watch the men's finals last night?
I did not.
I haven't watched it in like a week.
I watched
I've
part
given
of the
up.
women's only because I'm a true feminist.
There you go.
And I said, what are the boys doing? I don't care.
I watched the men's final last night.
Beautiful.
It's
Do what
pretty-
we could never.
I'm into sport now. I'm into sport.
It was the Matilda effect.
It was the Matilda effect, and I am deathly obsessed with people that are really, really good at things. Don't care what it is. I want to watch them succeed.
Yeah.
I love it. So Sinner won 3 sets in a row.
Yeah, wow.
Sinner's number 1, so that's nothing crazy. Also, though, we're going to talk about the women's finals. Keys, who is an American, won, and she has been in the not the AO. She's been in the tennis circuit for 15 years, and she beat out the number 1 player, Sabalenka. And it was absolutely epic.
That's
And
iconic.
You could see everyone. She's American. Her coach is her husband. So I'm assuming they're
Love
on the
that.
courts all day, every day.
Yep.
You could just feel the energy of the crowd really wanting the underdog to win, because it was kind of a miracle that she beat out each player in each round.
There's something in that, isn't there? I feel like always specifically with the tennis, I'm
Yeah.
like, what are they ranked? And it'll be like 2. And what are they ranked? It'll be like 72. And I'll be like, can't wait for her to win. Like,
100%.
I always want the person who shouldn't win.
100%. The women's final was absolutely epic.
Did you see that speech of her being like, I'll see you next year, hopefully.
Oh,
like
no,
something in
what
her
happened?
acceptance speech.
Oh.
It was just in her, like, the person who came second, the
Yeah.
runner-up, was like, well, I'll see you next year. And I was like, work.
Sabalenka did have a bit of a moment with her tennis racket, and she smashed it a few times.
Oh my God.
And then you can tell that she kind of just went in that TikTok of no, I'm an adult. Everything's fine. I need to calm down. She just takes a moment and then goes up and hugs Keys, talk about the other racket.
I was gonna say, did you see the other racket one? I don't know who it was. One of the tennis places. Like, literally, it's such a funny video. You should find it if you haven't seen it. Like, literally puts her arm up, goes to smash the racket into the ground, like true, road rage energy. Gets a bit away from the ground and then goes, and you can almost see the thought enter her head of going, I'm on camera. I'm on international TV. I don't want to be penalised. But it all happens in half a second. She goes, and then places the racket down after prepping to smash it.
Dance teachers will be teaching that as a movement
Yeah.
of tension and release.
Tension and
Just gonna
release.
chuck on the tennis. Art and sport, they bleed together. I do want to talk about something that happened that was very powerful and interesting yesterday at the men's finals.
I didn't watch
So-
it.
So,
School me.
Sinner, Italian, Zverev, German.
Yeah.
Zverev came second, was the runner-up. And as he went to do his acceptance speech, and obviously in a tennis court, the crowd is silent. Well, not at the AO. Everyone's a bit ragtag and yelly. But it was silent, and then you just hear a woman yell out at the top of her lungs. She just goes, I'm not going to yell it into mic, but she yells out, Australia believes Olga and Brenda. And then you hear kind of a bit of commotions, and some people boo. And then she yells it a few more times, top of her lungs. There's silence amongst the court. I also just saw that apparently this woman deliberately tried to sit or bought her tickets near media so she could really be heard and the mics would pick her up, which is giving it's absolutely pre-planned.
That just gave me goosebumps.
Yeah,
you saying
genuinely.
It's
that.
pretty.
Yeah.
It's pretty.
Wait, was
powerful.
this while he was
His
while he was about
acceptance
to do a
speech.
shot? Oh,
His
right.
acceptance speech
Right.
at the end, because
Right.
they obviously give an award to the runner-up,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
he was about to do his speech. And the reason I bring this up is...
Wait, and because I don't know, I assume, does he have charges against him?
Well, this is what I was going to talk about. Bit of a trigger warning. We're not going to go too deep into it, but we are going to touch on domestic abuse and self-harm. So skip ahead.
Yeah, switch off if you don't want to listen.
Probably for like the next minute or so. So Zarev's two former partners who go by the last name of Olga and Brenda have both accused him of domestic abuse.
Oh my God.
Yeah, which is absolutely really sad. I'm not sure if both of them have been settled in court, but it is extremely well documented that both of these women have called him out for this kind of behavior. And what I wanted to bring up today is I encourage anyone to go and watch the video if you can find it, hearing just the emotion that like booms out of this woman that is yelling it. What's really disappointing is, you know, obviously some people boo her for that action. What I wanted to talk about today is like, when is the right and wrong time to do something like that? Because in that moment, that is going to get the message across.
100%.
It's the world stage. All the cameras are on him. I say fucking power to her.
Yeah.
100%.
Power to her.
I couldn't agree more.
But it's pretty divisive at the moment. There are a lot of people that are going, he should have absolutely been able to just accept, enjoy his finals game, and you don't need to bring stuff like that into it. And it's like, well, if not then when?
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
Also, it raises questions about like what people are still allowed to do and allowed to compete in and allowed to, you know, that's the thing you see all the time of people getting hired in shows or starring in movies or producing things where you're like, I know that person has 73 charges of assault against them, and we're just allowing them to keep on doing what they're doing. And it's obviously like, it's because it literally is like a law thing that like you can't physically like stop someone from doing that until it's settled in court.
Yeah.
But God, it makes you want to be like, but why not? Like, why should that person who's done all these awful things still be allowed to do this? Like, I think I'm so pro protests like that is, you know, especially I'm like, it wasn't even during the game. It's afterwards when people, are like, you know, I'm like, maybe if it was during a point, maybe not, but also...
I know, I think there's a little bit of, it's almost a bit considered in the way that it was done.
But I kind of respect that.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
You have brought up a good point. I think that is more of a considered approach.
Yeah.
The game's over, and now, you know, all eyes are on him to accept the award. The arena is silent. I think,
it's the classic catch-22, isn't it, of doing a protest like that, which I couldn't be more pro, and like having people talk about it, like it's all in the media, like that's the dream, that's what you want. You want people to talk about it, but you don't want people to be to the thing that they're talking about be like, oh, these bloody protesters, blah blah blah. It's like, it's so hard because you want to actually catch me. It makes me think of the Palestinian pro-Palestinian protest at Carols by Candlelight last year, which a lot of people were talking about and a lot of people have split opinions on, which I was kind of like, what do you expect these people to do? You have refused to listen to anyone or put anyone on a pedestal in the media, really, and support anyone who is trying to end a genocide. It feels like people are left with no option than to disrupt a national event, an international event, to be fucking heard, to achieve justice. Like, it just feels like, what do you want people to do?
Yeah, and fighting for justice will feel uncomfortable. That's the entire point. And I go, oh, I'm sorry if that's uncomfortable for you trying to receive your trophy. I can't even imagine. It's not, uncomfortable is not the same word.
100%.
They're not on the same level for the two women that have been your partners
100%.
Previous to this. And I just think anything that doesn't fucking silence the victim, I'm so pro. So sick of it. Just like, this is like a whole other kettle of fish, and we won't get into it today, but of women, in particular, women and non-binary people just being a statistic or a number. And I just think saying their names out loud as well, like I now know those two names, and
and you wouldn't have known them otherwise.
Exactly.
It just gave me chills watching it. And
good on whoever did that.
I agree. I will be very interested to know if she gets arrested.
You can't get arrested.
I don't know.
Could you get arrested?
No, I understand what you mean.
Yeah, I know what you mean, but
It'll be very interesting.
Yeah. I presume that I don't know because I didn't see it happen, but I imagine she would have been escorted out of the venue probably.
Yeah.
And it would have ended there.
Yeah,
but.
absolutely. Well, yeah, had to talk about the tennis and talk about that, but AO is done.
Yeah.
I think the Australian Open might be having a few boardroom meetings, not about that, but about how to conduct some of their sports journalists and interviewers and crowd control, because there've just been some whack interviews that have gone globally viral of our Australian interviewers just saying the most out of pocket shit.
Like
to these
what?
international
What have you seen?
I think
My favourite sports watcher.
I know. I think it's
Moving
a bit of a two-pronged thing. Of Australians, we are quite dry and we like to make light of things and make jokes out of things. I think sometimes that doesn't translate. However, some of these questions, there was this play that had just finished and he was asking the oddest questions and then he's just like, I know where you live. And just things that were really, it's like, that's got nothing to do with anything. Or one of the I'm not going to quote it perfectly, but one of the commentators or interviewers at the end was just like, you're too young to be this good. Like, you're too young, but just said it in the most out of pocket way. And you could see the player just being like
an accusation.
Yeah. And then just things, the Djokovic was talking about that other commentator that said some shitty things about him. I don't know. I think the Australian Open might need to put a few messages in Slack and go, time to meet in the boardroom and get some better interviewers.
Let's liaise.
I know. Australian Open, done.
Done. Hey, we're going to take a little ad break. And after that, we're going to tell you about the most thrilling news that we've heard in weeks and weeks and weeks. You might guess what it is. Enjoy your ad. Guys, Thomas Zahario and his wife, Elle, have had their baby.
You really went straight in. I thought you were going to build up to that a bit more.
Fuck
Right,
it.
no.
I can't.
Girl, dad. I
I never doubted it.
I never doubted it for a
doubted it.
second. But I did get to a second where I went, oh, wait, I have to stop going, oh, my God, it's going to be a little gal.
Yeah.
It's going to be a little gal. Because then, and it would have been so gorgeous had he had a boy. And hey, this baby could be a non-binary pal. We don't know yet.
100%.
The baby can't talk to let us know. However,
100%.
As it stands for now, a true real life girl dad.
A true real life girl dad, and I am weeping in my seat right then. This was my only moment ever in my life, unless Tom and Elle have another baby, to sing the theme song. And I started to sing it and I just got spoken over, and that's okay.
I'm so sorry.
No. You know what? The time has passed, but I hope everyone listening to that theme song knows that.
No, go, ready? 3, 2, 1.
Is he having a boy? Is he having a girl?
Who cares about the binary? It's girl dad.
Oh, God, it's a hook.
Acadia. We got to
Acadia.
unpack the name.
Acadia.
What a beautiful name.
Gorgeous
for
name.
a little baby.
Let's look up what it means.
Yeah, I was just about to
Acadia.
do that.
Acadia and Atlas, our two little bubbers of the pod.
So gorgeous.
AA. Double A batteries.
Double A
There are
batteries.
double A batteries.
Both gorgy
I
little.
thought you meant that's what it meant.
And Acadia means Energizer Bunny.
Girl.
What does Acadia mean? Meaning of Arcadia. This is with an R, but also spelled ACADIA, which is the way that Tom and Elle have spelt it. Place of abundance. The American girl's name, Arcadia, place of abundance. Acadia is given to the name of a colony in New France in northeastern North America. Yeah, right.
Work.
Why is Acadia so special? I'd love to know. Arcadia National Park was not only the first eastern national park, it's the first national park to be land donated entirely by private citizens. Well, there you go.
Tom, if you're listening to this
I love Arcadia National Park.
If you're listening to this app while you're, I was about to say breastfeeding, probably not, but I don't know how you do it in your family. Yeah. While you're feeding Acadia by bottle.
Yes, yeah.
Please comment what the true meaning of Acadia is, because I'm pretty sure it's not that.
No, I just looked up two locations, a park and northeastern America.
Isn't Arcadia a play by Tom Stoppard as well?
Is it?
I'm pretty sure.
There you go.
Guys, I went to NIDA. Literally, no one freak out. No one freak out.
Such a beautiful name.
So
it was
beautiful.
it even broke the internet so much that my parents, who follow two people on Instagram, went over to their Instagram and went, "Congratulations, Elle and Tom.
That's how you know.
Beautiful baby, love Deb and Chris."
Did they seriously?
Yep.
That's so fucking cute.
A new Bubba has entered the villa.
A new Bubba has entered the villa.
Oh my!
Oh, he posted and he didn't use that as the caption. A new bombshell has entered the villa.
I think he's got bigger fish to fry. Hey, you only get a few announcements on Instagram and only one girl dad to sing, and sometimes they pass you by. Acadia's a beautiful name. So is Atlas.
So gorgeous.
So gorgeous.
Or they're both gorgeously, they're names that are unique and different, but not so unique and different that you go, oh, what? That's crazy.
Blanket. Yeah. You know,
yeah.
Me just saying the word blanket with no context. Some of these celebrity baby names, I'm like, be so serious. Yeah.
How much longer do we have for our little rat food?
Time to wrap up.
It's about time to wrap up.
I was going to ask everyone what's the weirdest name they've ever heard, but maybe that's not.
Ooh.
Because I just have to tell this story that I dated a guy in year 9 and his name was Kenny Speak. I love my scoliosis taking this one strap off. Ooh la la.
Ooh la.
Who will win the Oscar? My shoulder. Starring film, Scoliosis. Main theme, her back is bent. It's bent like a scoliosis.
I'd vote for that.
Guys, I dated a guy called Kenny Speak. And
So
then
you dated a guy called Kenny Speak?
Yeah.
Was this a guy who when you gave him a
blowjob said, I thought you said you've watched porn. No, that was a different guy. Also, another name beginning with K. Love that.
Well, I know someone called Dwayne Pipe.
See, that's not as funny, but your delivery made it funnier. And I fucking hate this competition. Being in a female duo, it's impossible. That was very good. Say it again. So syllabic. Go.
Well, I know someone
It's kind of onomatopoeia, you know. Go.
I know someone called Dwayne Pipe.
The pipe.
Pipe.
That's tennis. Tennis is still on.
Pipe.
Out.
Out.
There you go. Lucy, any interesting names?
I'm trying to think. Lots of names I was unfamiliar with, but now they're like normal to me.
Yeah.
Mm.
I know someone, this isn't like a crazy name. I actually kind of like it. I know one of my mates is a school teacher, and that's the way you really get the good ones, because she's like, no, you don't understand. Like, the kids I'm looking after are called blah. Pepsi.
Oh, that's pretty hectic.
And I went, why is it kind of diva?
Oh my God. Wait, that's similar to that person that then it became their area of study, talking about names and how your name will affect your career. And I was like, fair enough, because I think her name was like something like Dr. Marijuana Pepsi Van Dyke was her name, and she was like, fuck you, mum and dad, and then went and studied it and did an episode on Freakonomics about the power of a name, and I went, Pepsi Van Dyke, I think you're absolutely right for that. Good on you. Dr. Marijuana Pepsi Van Dyke.
Guys, Sam keeps saying, good on you. Isn't that funny? Like, and it tickles my brain.
Dr. Marijuana.
Yeah, I was going to say, can you fact check this?
Wait, we have absolutely time, don't we, Lucy?
Yeah, absolutely. We're not being told to wrap up immediately.
Yep, Marijuana Pepsi Van Dyke. There she is, New York Post, born 1972, Chicago, Illinois. Get a load of that.
Fact check alert.
Doctor alert. She's an American educational professional. Van Dyke earned her PhD from the Cardinal Stritch University in 2019 with a dissertation on uncommon black names in the classroom.
Work.
So she like made it her area of study. I was like, that is taking the power back.
Oh, I love
It's so
that.
epic. It's a crazy name though.
That's
Pepsi
epic.
Van Dyke.
Guys, what are the 3 things we know how to do this week?
Oh, I absolutely got mine.
Is it silent? Is it silent? Don't have a single thought because it's silence. Yeah.
Mine is trying to remember a single hook from Emilia Perez. Sorry to be a bitch. Another is strap falling off because scoliosis.
Yeah.
And Bratz doll's sticky lip.
Yeah,
my lips like
good.
stuck together with this gloss.
All I know how to do this week is go to costume parties, but not in costume. Would try get brand deal with Mount Franklin lightly sparkling passion fruit, and mourn the loss of my fidget ring that I lent to my friend Lockie that I haven't gotten back yet.
Oh, that's a crime.
The coaster's back.
So the coaster's back.
All I know to do this week is rewatch episodes of The Saddle Club and Sleepover.
Yeah,
Yeah.
very good.
To keep up. I need another one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can I add a group one?
Please.
I think all we all know how to do is to unfollow anyone as well who this week posted a photo of a fucking Australian flag or a barbecue or sitting at the pub.
Correct.
Obviously,
Correct.
Invasion Day was
100%.
this week.
Yeah.
Nothing more to say on that.
I'm absolutely with you. Do you have one more thing that you...
No. Learn what Acadia means. that isn't a national
Very
park.
good.
I can just see all of the big dogs at Haven't You Done Well Productions coming into your office, seeing your calendar, and it's like 9 to 12, watch Saddle Club, 12 to 5, watch Babysitters Club or Sleepover Club. And they're going, what are you doing? Like, oh, Mel and Sam, this is my work for today. And they go, we're not funding Ratbag for you to be sitting on your ass watching fucking girls in jiffies throwing around popcorn. Or maybe our podcast is really important.
Priorities.
Kenny, speak if you're listening. I'm thinking of you. Hey, thanks for being my gateway into being a lesbian.
Yeah.
Love you.
Guys, we're going to wrap up, but we're about to do some live shows. We plug it every week, but we're going to do it until they're done.
Yep.
We go to Perth in literally like a week. So
We love Perth.
We adore Perth. So if you're a little listener rat from Perth, please go buy a ticket to our show. We're doing the Platonic Human Centipede at Perth Fringe. We're going to Adelaide, where we're also doing Platonic Human Centipede, and we are also going to be in Melbourne doing No Hat No Play, the cabaret for Melbourne Comedy Festival. So please go buy tickets. We'd love to see you after the show.
We would love to see you whilst we piss fart around on stage.
Yeah.
Beautiful. Thanks to everyone listening. Go watch all the Oscar-nominated films. Go see Memoir of a Snail. It's fucking brilliant. And actually go see Emilia Perez and let us know if we're idiots or correct.
Yeah. Let us know your takes in the comments. We'd love to hear.
Beautiful. All right.
Ta-ta.
Bye.
Bye, girls. Mel and Sam would like to acknowledge that this podcast was created and recorded on stolen land.
The original custodians of this land have had a rich history of storytelling for over 65,000 years, and we pay our respects to the Wurundjeri people of the Kulin Nation, whose land we are making Ratbag on.
Treaties were never signed, sovereignty was never ceded, always was and always will be Aboriginal land.